The markets have just officially shut on what is the 5th of January 2022, but from where I'm standing, it looks like the 5th of January 2021 almost, in the sense that it's a different year, but the same tactics are still present. Still, they think they can force a price down with AMC by 5%, 10% a day, and nobody's gonna notice. Well, we're here to talk about that in this video. Now, I made a video just a while ago talking about the data that we have uncovered recently, but in this one I want to talk about what we're looking at when it comes to the MOASS. Now, as I said in that video earlier on, I'm going to reiterate that here again. This is only my opinion, it's not financial advice, and it is just what I believe. You guys may have a differing opinion, and that is completely fine. I definitely think you should not follow me. Do not follow anything that I say, as I am not a professional. But now that I've said that, we are going to dive in, and I want to talk about where we are with AMC, what we're going to be looking at going into the future. Now, I'm not going to reiterate what I covered in the last video too much when it comes to the content. Of course, I did do that necessary disclaimer. But when it comes to what I said in that video, just to paraphrase, I said, we're seeing this manipulation with AMC and the figures at least, just don't seem right. The numbers can lie to an extent, but what we are seeing behind the scenes cannot. So the share price, it can be pushing itself down by so much per day, but what I want to know is, what is the figures from the dark pool? What are the failure to deliver figures? What is going on with the short interest? What's going on from buy to sell ratios and stuff like that? And of course we can film this in videos, but really it has been done already on Reddit, on Twitter as well. If you want to find that data, it's easily accessible, so I'm not going to bring it to you continuously here every single day. But one thing that we have found out is a lot of these figures just do not seem right. They don't make sense for a stock where the turnover rate is so low and where more and more people are buying every single day. But the topic for this one is talking about when are we going to see the MOASS and what are we going to expect from the MOASS. Now, when it comes to an actual date, I'm not going to go into that one too much because you guys already know. We've been here for a year. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. We want it to happen as soon as possible, but really, we don't care. Because where it is right now, if it carries on for the next couple of weeks, I know a lot of people are probably going to get some benefits from that, as you will know, when it comes to tax potentially. But on top of that, we don't care about the day-to-day. We know what the MOASS is going to bring if it does come, and that makes us comfortable holding the stock even through the tough times, especially when we are smart enough now to uncover the manipulation. But the price action today really is quite iniquitous in the sense that they are forcing it down by 10-15%. And not really anything is happening. The dark pool figures are high, the failure to delivers are high, and the volume is actually quite high as well in my opinion, because you would expect volume to be quite low in a stock that people are not selling. But anyway, if this one keeps dropping, I think the MOASS potential is going to grow significantly, because I've been on the forums today and in the past few weeks, and back when the stock dropped to 20 last, I was contemplating buying it, but I did not. Now, when it's coming back down to 20 again, it really is going to be playing on my mind, and I know the same is true for a lot of people out there. And if this one does start to drop even lower than this, down to 19, 18, 15, 12, 10, I know the bears are going to use that as a perfect excuse to say, okay, this stock is actually worthless and the MOASS is over, go away and pick something else, but I think that itself could trigger the MOASS. Now, we already know that the best companies in the world have great computer algorithms. We are just people sat at home. But we have proven in the past how in power, when it comes to, joining together in numbers, we can, of course, change the course of those computers and confuse them a little bit. And I think if this one does start to drop down to 19, 15, definitely at 10, people are going to pour in huge amounts of money, absolutely insane. And if that doesn't trigger the MOASS immediately, it will mean that more shares will need to be found or created or something like that. Because of course, if more people are buying, it's going to take shares away from the potential that shorts basically have. So what I'm trying to say is, the lower this one goes, it looks like the potential for the MOASS just increases. Because people are not stupid. We know what's going on behind the scenes, and that makes us feel a lot more comfortable about what we are seeing on the surface. That being considered, I think we're in for a bumpy ride still, so I would be expecting more drops in the future. I think 20 is going to be possible in the next few days, perhaps even lower than that, down to that $19 as I have said. It would be unfortunate, but once again, it definitely could immediately trigger the MOASS, potentially if it did confuse the algorithms. But on top of that, if it didn't immediately trigger it, it would mean that more shares will need to be bought back in the scenario of a squeeze, basically. Now, coming over to Twitter, now that the day is finished, I want to talk about some of the most trending tweets, or some trending tweets. Now, of course, this is on the For You page. Now, I do not use Twitter very much at all, so a lot of these are just generalized. But yeah, when it comes to these, many of them are AMC. So AMC strong, number one. We're seeing down here, AMC to the moon. Come down a bit lower, we're looking at AMC, we love the stock. HODL, which is of course related to AMC once more. And if we come down a bit more and more, we'll just find more of this sort of content. So you will see that this movement isn't really going anywhere. It's becoming stronger. It's a year later and people are still fanatic about this one on Twitter, on Reddit, and on other sites. So if this doesn't give us that confidence, I don't know what will. It definitely should, because the only argument that the bears have anymore is, oh, the retail investors are moving on. The price action is going down because people are selling and there are no fake shares out there. Now, when it comes to fake shares, it's something that we know and can prove, but it doesn't mean that any action will be taken about it by the authorities. But it does allow us to feel a lot more comfortable in knowing what we know. But I think the bear arguments are becoming weaker and weaker, so of course, if I do see any notable ones, I will point them out as FUD, but the intention of this video is just to say, I know it seems like it's a dark day today when the price is coming down to where we are in the low 20s, but really we should see this as a day to celebrate, because all it means is, it means that people are going to be getting ready to load in big. Whether it's retail, whether it's institutions, people are going to be buying in big. And as I have said before, Adam Aaron came out and disclosed the fact that retail owns about 80 to 90%, and if that is the case, when the price drops more and more, when people buy more and more, this figure will inevitably change, and once we see retail owning 100% of the float, then what do we do? Because then it is confirmed, it's a known that there is more than 100% out there. So then do we see action being taken? Of course, I do not know what goes on at the regulatory bodies in detail, but all I'm saying is, it's becoming harder and harder for them to deny it, and the lower the AMC goes in price, the dodgier it looks, and the more we find out. So keep educated out there, guys. Keep learning, keep researching, and stay safe. Of course, make sure you are careful when investing and all that sort of good stuff. But all I'm saying is, we know what we're onto here. The data is out, and the facts are coming out even faster. So I'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.